Yo, this your boy Kenny D. Today is Monday and we are back with Pimp Game, the podcast. That's right, we got a special show for you guys on tap this evening. Alright? We are going to be talking about LeBron. That's right, LeBron James putting the media on blast about the Jerry Jones incident. If you guys don't know, Jerry Jones had a picture all the way back from when he was 14 years old. I'm talking about 64, 65 years ago that the media brought up and LeBron addressed it. All right, we're going to be talking about that. And also, at the bottom of the hour, that's right, we are going to have a special guest. He goes by the name of Ernest Akers. That's right, he is the owner and CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking Company. This dude got a phenomenal story. He'll be on the show at 8:30 at the bottom of the hour talking about what he got going on with Akers and Akers Company. We're going to be here picking his brain. All right? So, before we get started, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And also, as you are tuning in, make sure if you want to send us a super chat, go ahead, send it to I Am Kenny D Music. That's right, $ I Am Kenny D Music. Send it there. Send the super chat there. And to all my YouTube viewers out there, to everybody who loves YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's right. You want to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you turn those notifications on. So when we upload videos, you are the first to get it. We got you. All right? We are here live on the Pimp Game Podcast. So, hey, let's get it started. Man, this is crazy because LeBron James, you know, all week, all last week, all week before that, everybody been talking about Kanye West. Everybody been talking about Kyrie Irving. So what ended up happening was LeBron, after a game, LeBron, the media, they talked about basketball, they talked about this, but they never brought up Jerry Jones. That's right. For those of you who are just joining us, if you don't know, Jerry Jones is the owner. That's right, the billionaire. He is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and he had a picture going around the internet where he was a little boy, 15 years old, where they were confronting a group of white kids confronting some black kids there. Obviously, it was, segregation in the schools and things of that nature back during slavery times. Obviously, Jerry Jones was born during those days, and he was there. But the media never brought it up. And the crazy thing is, with Kyrie Irving, with Kanye West, or let's just say Kyrie Irving, actually, because that's what it was. Kyrie Irving, they were bringing up his comments about him being anti-Semitic. They kept asking LeBron about that. But they never asked LeBron about the Jerry Jones situation, right? So I don't know if LeBron is trying to say, because he's white, he's Caucasian. Maybe they're not asking. Maybe it's, it's a double standard, because when blacks do something, oh man, it is magnified. It's worldwide. It's big. It's huge. It's monumental. That's what it is. And it's just crazy. It is crazy. And I guess that's what LeBron James is alluding to, So, now, I will say this. In defense of Jerry Jones, people can pull up anything on us, right? People, if someone wanted to really find out something about you or what have you, these people can go ahead and pull it up. And you might be surprised what they know and what they find out. Because that picture was from 65 years ago. I believe Jerry Jones was 14 years old in the picture. Wow. Can you imagine? I know he even looked at that picture and said, wow, where did they get this picture from? Crazy. But nonetheless, they had the picture. And it's crazy because with our world, and I always say this, I believe racism is for poor people, right? I believe that because I believe that when the billionaire gets with the billionaire, they don't care about color. When the millionaire gets with the millionaire, they don't care about color. The only people I believe, in my estimation, in my personal beliefs, it's just my opinion. Doesn't make it right, but it's my opinion. As Andrew Tate said, racism is for poor people. That's what it's for. It's not for people who, it's not for the rich. It's to keep the poor people from coming together and maybe seeing what the government is doing and maybe coming together and really putting each other's heads together and say, hey, Dad, why we be fighting about color all of this time? Who cares? Everybody, if you cut everybody up, cut everybody open, everybody has blood underneath their skin, right? Everybody has blood. We're all human. And I guess to LeBron's point, every time one of our stars, one of our moguls, one of our people representing the blacks, something happens, it's magnified. It is. It's just the way it is. Ladies and gents, we got to accept it. We have to accept it. It is magnified. So LeBron said, hey, yo, why is it that you guys are talking about basketball, actually asking me questions? You're actually doing that. You're actually, carrying out the interview, but you're not asking me about Jerry Jones. What's up? What's up with that? Hey, I would have questions too, but I wasn't on the panel. I wasn't there. I ain't got no questions, right? And it leads you to believe that when blacks are in the microscope, when we have the cachet, when we have the bread, when we have the star power, when we have the limelight on us, it's just going to be magnified differently than when the white man is magnified or is put out there. It's just the way society is. It's the way America has been from the beginning of time. Look at all the big incidents. Look at Ime Udoka with the cheating scandal. That goes on a lot in the NBA, but it's magnified when he does it. It's always, to me, and it's unfortunate, but it can be swept under the rug when other ethnic groups do it. But when it's us, it is magnified. And I think LeBron knows that. I just think he was putting the media on blast with that. Why y'all not asking me questions about Jerry Jones? What's going on? So let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that was foul play by the media, bringing up that picture or actually posting that picture of Jerry Jones in the segregation area back in the late early 1960s and all of that stuff, where racism was really prevalent back then? It was the major thing. I believe that's wrong. I know Stephen A. Smith alluded to it. Come on. It's a lot of stuff that people can find out about us that, hey, even me, I might not be too happy what you find about me. I don't know. I don't know what's out there. But there's a lot of stuff I've done when I was 14, 15, 10 years old. I probably want to forget about, right? You want to forget about it. You don't want that stuff over your head. And then 65 years later, you're bringing it up. You got a picture. You're trying to create controversy. That's crazy. But I understand LeBron. Because if that were Kyrie Irving, if that were him, if that were Kevin Durant, if that was Steph Curry, it'd be front page. Front page on ESPN. Front page. And we got to take accountability, because as blacks, we have to watch the way we move. We got to watch the way we move. Because with the way we move, it's important. It's extremely important. We have to tread lightly, but what comes money, comes a lot of responsibility. You have a responsibility to the people. You got to be on your best behavior. They don't want you doing certain things. You're a business now. You're a brand now. You're the type of person who all the kids are looking up to. You're a role model now, whether you like it or not. And these kids are looking at you. And I'm talking about white, Filipino, blacks, whatever, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. They're looking at you and saying, hey, I want to be like Kyrie. I want to be like Steph Curry. I want to be like LeBron. It's amazing to me. And Jerry Jones, I remember vividly when Colin Kaepernick did the kneeling. Jerry Jones came out and said, my players are going to kneel. That's what he said. And I understand that. I understand. You gotta look at it from you may not like it, but you gotta understand. Hey, these people, they have a bottom line to protect. They're in business to be in business, to make money, to continuously make money, to make sure they put out the best product out for their respective teams, their respective franchises. That way, they can put a great product on the field. In terms of football, basketball too. Same thing, those franchises. And we have to do better, because when I saw that picture of Jerry Jones, I said it. I said, man, he was born in that era. And oftentimes you want somebody to fall by the wayside, you got to catch them while they're young. You really do. Like someone who's a racist, he's probably a racist from when he was a child, when his parents taught him as a child, or when the mother and father taught her as a child. Because when your brain has developed and you're very mature, you really have the opportunity to evaluate the situation. You can evaluate it and say, oh no, that's not the way I want to go. You can make more of a better decision. Granted, when you're younger, you're probably just your mind, even though you're smart, you catch on things quickly. You're more likely to follow when you're younger. Because you're young. You're still young. You don't know any better. And that's the thing. So I believe that's what he was talking about. And for the life of me, I just can't understand why they would put a picture out there like that from 65 years ago. And let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that picture was legit? Do you think they should have done that to Jerry Jones? Should they have put it out there? Should they have not put it out there? What do you think? Or I could buzz you in. We could talk about it. What do you think? And I've always said that whatever's done in the dark will always come out to the light. And it's the truth. Whatever happens in the dark will always come out to the light. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't have something happen in the dark and not expect it to come up. Eventually. Because somebody's always watching. Someone is always watching. Someone is always watching. And that's just the way it is. That's the way the world works. And nobody knows who's watching them at a specific point in time. Who sees this? Who sees that? Who heard this? Who heard that? You just don't know. And that's why I'm kind of in agreement with Stephen A. Smith. That was a long time ago. Now I can see if it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, damn it, even 10 years ago, I could understand. I understand. But 65 years? Really? Jerry Jones, 80 plus years old. And you're still holding him to back then when he was 14? That's crazy. But when people want to discredit you, they'll do that. They'll go back to your past and pull some stuff on you from your past. They will pull it. So as much as you may not like it, it could definitely happen. It can definitely happen. So if you're just joining us, we're live on the Pimp Game Podcast, and we are here talking about the LeBron James situation, how he called out the media in regards to the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. For many of you, if you don't know, Jerry Jones had a picture surfing the internet of him in a group of white kids with some black kids. I think it was maybe 3 to 6 or 7 black kids out there, but it was flooded with Caucasian males, and they wanted those kids out of there. They didn't want them in their schools, things of that nature, and Jerry Jones was one of the kids that was there. Granted, he was in the back. He was in the back. He wasn't up front or anything like that, but he was there. He was definitely there. I don't know how they pulled that picture. But you got some people up there, somebody deserves a raise to find that picture. Because you went way back. All the way 65 years ago. You know? And I gotta say, for Kyrie being his anti-Semitic comments about a movie that he didn't even produce or that he didn't put out there, he just commented on it and they say he was anti-Semitic. I'm glad they cleared that up quickly and they understand that he's not anti-Semitic. And for those who don't know, anti-Semitic is those people who maybe have a disdain or they have a dislike for Jews. Jewish people. That's what that is. Well, I guess like Kanye West said, you know, he has a lot of Jewish friends. I just think it was foul. You know? I think it was foul. And it wasn't cool. And people have to understand this. When you are in the limelight and they're paying you, oh, they're paying. They're looking at everything to make sure you get rid of your job. Now, especially if you're not that good of a player. You could be out of the league quick if you're not that good of a player. But you talking about the players like LeBron, the players like Kyrie. These people are ballers. They can ball. So it'll be a little bit different with them. You're not just about to take them out of the league and cut them. It don't work like that with them because they're good. They are really good. You know, even now, Steph Curry's like 34 years old, still averaging 30 points a game. And that's how it is. So I think us as black people, we have to understand that we're underneath the microscope. We'll always be underneath the microscope. Right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you like it or not, that's the case. That is the case. We are underneath the microscope. And I don't think it's not cool, but it's the way it is. There's no way that LeBron James, you know, made a mistake by issuing that comment like, hey, how come y'all not talking about Jerry Jones? And he found it very odd that they had everything to say about Kyrie Irving. They had 10 questions for Kyrie Irving, but not one when it came to Jerry Jones. But also, Jerry Jones is the owner of the Cowboys, so maybe they look at him differently because he's the owner. So maybe that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, I'm going to say this. I believe we could all come together. Whites, blacks, Puerto Rican, Asian, Indian, Chinese, whatever. I believe we could all come together. But I also believe at the end of the day, you will always click with certain people, regardless of their nationality, regardless of their skin color. Us as people, we will always click with certain people. It's just what it is. I tell my mother all the time, she'll say, hey, why aren't you close with this person? Why aren't you close with that person? And I always tell her, Ma, it's different. I'm not close to that person. I can't force myself to be close to that person. But I might be close to a Chinese dude who's real cool. You know, or Asian woman that's real cool. Because for whatever reason, we just vibe. We just have a connection. Whereas I might have a black brother over here, black sister over here. I might not get along with them just as well. Even though they share my reflection. I may not get along with them as much as I do with the Asian person. Or the Caucasian person. I have white friends, and they're cool as hell. Some of them I get along better than my counterparts, the people that share my reflection. It's all about relationships. And it's all about being able to really just hang in there and understand who you're close with, who you're tight with, who do you really get along with. And we all have that person in our circle. You might love Aunt Sally, but Aunt Sally don't call you like that. She don't ever call. That's not your fault. You and Aunt Sally just don't have that relationship. It's not that way. You know? And I think with LeBron, I'm sure there's players in the league where he gets along with them, and there's other players in the league where he don't get along with them. He might not be friends with them. Now, he might talk to him when he sees them. He might say, yo, what up, homie? How you been? Da, da, da. But he ain't calling them every day. Because there are certain players he's just not going to get along with. Because they don't match. So him and D Wade, they really get along. They're friends, they're buddies. But even though Westbrook and LeBron are teammates, he might not get along with him. He may not get along with him the way he does D Wade. Even though Westbrook is his teammate. It's the truth. But I applaud Jerry Jones for hiring minorities. Granted, he never hired an African-American coach. I mean, there's coaches on the sideline for Dallas Cowboys, but not a head coach. He's never hired a head coach, I don't believe, to coach the Dallas Cowboys. But he's employed many blacks, ones that were in trouble. He took T.O. where he was in trouble, where he was going through it. He went and signed T.O. And that's the truth. I can't underestimate that man for doing that. Because there are some people he doesn't have to bring them on. But he's found ways to bring on people who, you know, maybe have a troubled past. Michael Irvin, players like that. I don't know how he was as a 14-year-old kid, but I know now, you know, he's pretty all right. But you don't know these people personally. You just don't know. You don't know. You only know what you see on TV. You know? So, hey, if you are just joining us, we're live on the Pimp Game Podcast, and we are here talking about the situation with LeBron James confronting the media about how come they did not ask him about Jerry Jones, the owner and CEO of the Cowboys, but yet they continue to ask questions about Kyrie Irving. And at the bottom of the hour, coming up here shortly, momentarily, 8:30, that's right, at the bottom of the hour, we have the one and only Ernest Akers. That's right, he's the owner and CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking Company. This dude has a dope story. He will be on the show at 8:30. We'll be talking to him. And let me say this. I never thought Kyrie was a bad person. I never thought Kanye was a bad person. But these are guys who just express themselves. They always express themselves. Maybe not as bad as Colin Kaepernick, but they would let it be known what's going on with them, you know? And that's just real. And issues and things like that go in this world, they may not have a problem. They may have a problem with it, especially when it's affecting their own people. And so some people might say, oh, you're making a lot of money. We give you the money. We're giving you the lifestyle. It'll still hurt you because you see your people getting mistreated. It'll still hurt you. Because you can see what's going on. And that's the truth. That is the truth. So I applaud those guys who come in and take up for this person, take up for that person. I can see it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know? And I think that Kyrie Irving, every year, remember I believe it was last year, he didn't want to take the vaccine at all. He never wanted to take it. And I get it. You know, I really get it. In Brooklyn, New York, and after he didn't take the vaccine, he stuck to his words. He wasn't going to take it. He didn't want to put it in his body. After everything was over, the smoke cleared, what did they do? Is everybody who took the vaccine, we're giving you your money back. If you were like unemployed or whatever, you didn't get paid. They paid you back for the money you were supposed to get. Kyrie is supposed to get a bag, another bag, because he didn't take the vaccine. He didn't take it. Now, I don't know if he's gotten it or not, but I know he didn't get the bag. No, I know he didn't get the bag. At least I don't think he did from the Brooklyn Nets. They owe him big time. Hopefully they pay him. Hopefully they pay him because he needs to get paid. You know? And that's what it is. That's what it is. So Jerry Jones, I think, is a great owner. Hired a lot of blacks, hired minorities, got a successful franchise. Hey, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Who doesn't want to play for the Dallas Cowboys? Historic franchise. One of the best in the NFL. And they will be going to the playoffs this year, by the way. I don't know if they're going to make the Super Bowl, but they're going to be right in the thick of things. And that's all you can really ask for. You want to be able to get to the dance. If you can get to the dance, you got a shot to get to the Super Bowl. Just get to the dance. That's what it's all about. Ladies and gents, get to the dance. And let me know. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everybody. How was your Thanksgiving? I'm a little late on that. Type it in the comments. Let me know. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you eat turkey? Did you eat mac and cheese? Did you fill yourself up? Are you still eating leftovers from Thanksgiving? I hope not. But if you are, let me know. But Jerry Jones has done some wonderful things as the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. So for me, for him to go all the way back, or for them to go all the way back to 65 years ago, that's a little crazy. The vet here says happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. You know? And I will say this. I felt like this Thanksgiving was good. A lot of people ate with each other. A lot of people had fun. A lot of people really tore into the turkey. A lot of people came together this year. A lot of people really did. And I commend everybody and their families. And hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving. Levette here said it was great. I love that. I love it. It's a good thing. It is a good thing. Now, don't forget, if you want to send us a super chat, you can do so. Send it to $ I am Kenny D Music. That's right. Send it to us. You can send it to us because we are coming with it each and every single Monday on the Pimp Game Podcast. We got you. We got you. We are coming with it. We are almost here at the bottom of the hour, 8:30. We are getting ready to have Mr. Ernest Akers on the show and talk about what he got going on. He's the owner and CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking Company. This dude has a phenomenal story. We are going to be talking to him today and picking his brain about what he got going on. I love it. And so I never thought of it. I never thought of it. But and I'll say this, one of the things I love doing the podcast is to really help people, to really put people out in front of an audience and shout out what they got going on. Yo, there's power in that. Anytime you help somebody, there's power in that. And I think that's why I like Jerry Jones. He's helped so many families. He's put food on so many tables out there in the NFL. I love it. I love it. You know? Yo, Smile Me Fresh says GoFundMe. The Kenny Dean Foundation, PSA. I like that. I like that. Angie Girl 79 underscore MUA says that's right. What's up, Angie Girl 79? How you doing? It's crazy out here, man. But I love this year. We are coming upon the new year. And we are, as people, I think we're getting better. I think we are getting better. Granted, there's still things going on with Kyrie and LeBron and all of these people. But we got it. All right. We are here at the bottom of the hour. We are getting ready to bring on our special guest. All right? Yo,
What's up? What's up? What's up?
what's up with you, man? How you been?
I'm good. How you?
Good, 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 good. Yo, I know I talked about you a little bit, but just in a couple of seconds, give us your name and tell us what you do in a couple of seconds.
Well, Ernest Akers the fourth, CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking. You know, a freight company. You know, moving general freight.
All right, all right. I like that. Okay, okay. Let's get started. So I know you a little bit. I know you a little bit. I never talked to you personally, but obviously I've been knowing you through elementary, middle school, high school, all of that, right?
Yeah.
What was your first love when you was a kid? I think I know, but for people out there that don't know, what was your first love when you were a kid? Let us know.
You already know it was that rock, that basketball. That was that first love, that basketball.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So with b-ball, right? You played in elementary school. I seen you dropping niggas off at recess.
Left and right.
Left and right. You even dropped me off a couple of times. I wasn't feeling you, but you dropped me off too. Middle school, you played with DeMar Johnson, who had a nice career in the NBA for the Denver Nuggets. All of that. You played with William Word. I know that. So tell us, what was the biggest thing for you as a ball player that you learned from playing ball? What was so big to you about playing ball? What made you fall in love with it?
Man, it was having fun. That was like, you know, our escape from our reality. Whereas though, you know, we had that street thing going on. We had, you know, growing up as young kids in the hood, we had some stuff to get into.
Right.
But that playing ball took us out of that, you know, and it was a camaraderie of the people that you played with that, you know, just brought about a different sense of being young and knowing different people.
I like that. I like that. I like that. So you didn't play pro ball, but I know you could have played pro ball had you had stuck with it.
Right.
What is something that you took from there? Maybe you wish you could have changed when you was the younger you as opposed to now. What would you have changed going back to the younger Ernest Akers, back at William Word, back at Blade, all of that? What's something that you would have changed about yourself that you look back on now and say, dang, I wish I would have done that better?
It's only one thing that I would have changed, and that's leaving them streets alone. Just leave them streets alone because they don't love you back. You might think the streets love you, but they don't love you back. But you touched on something. You said play with DeMar. Let's get it right, Ken. DeMar played with me.
I like that.
And we can bring him on here and he can tell you the same thing. He played with me. I was that motherfucker.
Okay, that's what's up. My bad, DeMar Johnson. If you out there listening to the Pimp Game podcast, I said that you played with him. All right, all right, all right. I like that. Okay, so with the balling, I know you still watch balling right now or what have you. Give me Ernest Akers' top 5 point guards in the league right now. Who's your top 5 point guards in the league right now?
Top 5 point guards. That's kind of damn. That's hard. You just hit me with top 5 point guards. Got to go with Luca. Got to get a white boy his props. Got to go with Luca. As slow as his game is, he is unstoppable. They haven't figured it out yet. Luka, I'm still gonna give Kyrie his love, even though Kyrie is more of a scoring guard. Luca,
Right.
Kyrie, Chris Paul, of course. Even though he's not a point guard, but he is a point guard. LeBron James,
Okay.
because
Okay.
LeBron James gets people involved, which a point guard is supposed to do. You know what I'm
He
saying?
do.
God gets
He
everyone
do.
involved. Who else, man?
Two more.
Two more. I'm stuck. I'm
Steph
stuck.
Curry.
Oh, definitely Steph. Definitely Steph. Definitely. Hands down to Steph. I don't like him. Never like him.
You don't like Steph Curry?
Because he killed Bron too much. He
Oh, yeah,
made Bron the best, but I don't like him.
yeah,
Steph,
yeah.
definitely. And Ja. Oh man, Ja.
Morant.
Young boy.
Morant. He nice.
Young boy, something different.
All right, I like that. So tell us, because the reason why I asked you your top 5 point guards, because I believe you were a point guard, right? So I asked you your top 5 point guards. Who do you compare? I know you ain't playing ball at the moment or now, but who? Whoa, let me back up. Let me back up. I know you still play ball. Who do you compare your game to? Now, who do you see out there now in the NBA that you would compare Ernest Akers' game to?
Can't none of them fuck with me when I was back then.
Okay.
Excuse my language, but can't none of them mess with me. And the old Ernest Akers, can't none of them mess with me. But if I had to compare my game, I would go with Chris, because Chris is more, I can score, but I need to get everybody involved.
Okay. Okay.
And as an older man, he's still doing his thing.
I like that. I like that. Yo, if you are just joining us, we are live on the Pimp Game Podcast. We are here with the one and only Ernest Akers. That's right. We are picking his brain about him as a child, younger, when he was balling, doing his thing. And we are talking to him about what he got going on with Akers and Akers Trucking Company. So let me ask you this, because I used to see this lady when we was young. She was skinny, short, or what have you, but I will always see her, even when we was playing ball. Then one day I went on your IG, I saw her again, and I was like, "Dang, she looked familiar, but it's like she looked the same as she did back then." No. Who the hell is that? Is that your mom? That's your sister? That's your aunt? Who is that?
So she's everything wrapped in one.
Okay.
That's my life right there. That's my little lady. So
okay.
Those that know me, she raised me. She's technically speaking, she's my aunt, my mother.
Yeah, okay.
She's my mother's sister, but that's my mother. Like you said, you seen her. No disrespect to my mother, but that's my mother. My mother knows that's my mother.
Okay.
You like you said, you seen her everywhere. That's the hot right there.
Yeah, I was contemplating today. I was like, man, I gotta ask him about this lady, because I keep seeing her. I'm tired of that. Not that I'm tired of seeing her, but I just want to know who she is. I thought she was your sister or something like that. No. I didn't know, but I kept seeing her when we was young, and I never had a chance to say hello to her. So I was like, man, I'm gonna ask her on the show. I gotta ask her on the show. So when you was playing ball and all of that, who was your biggest supporter? Even now, with you doing Akers and Akers Trucking Company, who is the biggest support? Who's been the biggest supporter of you in your family?
In my family, it's got to be her. Zarina, Rosette Spalding. It's got to be. It's her. That's been my A1 from day one. Since I was a little jit, she done raised me to the man that I am now. And she's a supporter. Besides the missus, besides the wife, you know what I'm saying? No, but that's my biggest supporter. That's the woman who always been there, taught me everything I know, and still teaching me to this day.
I love that. I love that. I like that. So earlier you mentioned one of the things you wish you could take back is you getting out of the streets. I remember you telling me like, yo, Kenny, I just got home or what have you. What are you allowed? Can you say what you went in for? If you don't want to say it, you don't have to say it, but tell us what you went in for and what did you learn from going in there?
Okay, so I'm never ashamed of my past. Never
Okay.
of anything I did. I was locked up for drug distribution.
Okay.
Overall, did 2 bids. Overall did 13 years inside.
Okay.
Just coming home last year off a 10-year bid. So the streets, man, right now, the kids is going crazy. They're going crazy right now, Ken. And it's because they have no guidance. They have no one there in their face, and they need in their face 24/7. You know, back then when we were younger, it was, oh, I'm going over Kenny house.
Right.
And you was going over Kenny house.
Right. That's true. That's
you
true.
know, and
Yeah,
you
that's true. That's true.
I'm going over Kenny house, and me and Kenny, we in the streets, and we doing, you know, what we doing.
Robbing and all that. Yeah, you're right.
We got to be on them kids. We got to be in their face. We got to put them in positive things, and watch them grow up. We can't just let them how we was younger. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So take us back now. You're incarcerated. You did a bid. You did 2 bids. Who was the person in there? Because we always see the movies where like maybe somebody goes in there and they meet some guy who you know, maybe he's Muslim and he got him reading books and stuff like that. Who was the person for you that really helped you when you was in there, like kind of like get your mind right to say, you know what, I gotta make a change? Who was that person when you was in the bid, doing the bid?
Honestly, it was myself, just being consciously aware and looking around and seeing younger kids coming in, old men that's been in for 20 plus years, men that's never going home, you know, that's never going to see the light of day.
Wow.
And seeing the younger kids come in and keep coming in, and seeing the revolving door. That revolving door is crazy. So that it didn't dawn on me early on, because early on in my bed, I'm gonna go back out there and I'm gonna run it back up. Later on in the bed, I ain't trying to come back in here. I'm not trying to miss my kids growing up. I'm not trying to keep seeing them for 3-4 hours on a visit. I need to be there.
Facts.
And that was the realization that woke me up. That my own mind frame woke me up to say, we ain't doing this no more.
I like that. I really like that.
I love what's going on out here, right? I love what's going on. I love to be out here. I ain't doing this no more.
I like that. So let me ask you. You in there? You're doing a bid. You getting your mind right. Everybody coming to see you, spending 4 hours with you. How important is it now? Because a lot of kids, they need their fathers, right? They need Ernest Akers to come home and take care of the little girl and take care of the little boy. Like now you said you're a grandfather now. Now you could pay attention to the little one. How important is that for these kids to have the father in the home, when as a community, us blacks, that's what's really killing us. The fathers aren't there because they doing a bid. How important is that?
That's the most important thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, women, ladies, y'all doing a wonderful job in raising your kids, but the father is still instrumental.
Yeah.
Definitely still instrumental. And I ain't gonna go too much, but baby girl got into a fight today, right?
Okay.
Fight. So this time it's with a boy. Kenny, I can't wait to go to this school tomorrow. I'm going to raise some hell.
Wow.
But I mean, we're instrumental because not only do they need moms there, they definitely need dad there. It just, we hit different. You know what I'm saying? And we have that blanket over them that, oh, dad here, yeah, I'm good. You know, yeah, dad here, I'm good. It's that security.
Wow.
We bring security to them.
Wow.
Girls, because I have 3 young girls and a granddaughter. So we are so instrumental, man, and we need to realize how instrumental we are. Ladies,
I like that.
Ladies need to realize how instrumental we are. Don't be doing that. You know, trying to keep us away from them. We are needed.
I agree with that. Now let me say this, because you said you said you sold drugs and stuff like that. Something I have a problem with. I've always had a problem with. I don't like the fact that the whites, the government, they put the drugs in the low income areas, right? They put it out there for the black kids to sell. Then they turn around and arrest us for the same stuff that they put on the street. It's a setup, right? But if you don't know, if you're not cognizant about it, you won't know.
It's a setup.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mind-boggling to me. How frustrating is that for you or anybody out there to see, like, yo, these people are setting us up?
I mean, it's modern day slavery. If you look at prison, as a modern day slavery. It's set up for us black people to commit crimes and go to jail for longer terms, more than the whites are.
Facts.
And that's why we need to get our youth together to break the cycle. Only when we come together and get our youth out of the streets, they can't lock us up for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Can't lock us up for working hard, for owning our own business. You can't lock us up for that.
That's true. That is true. All right. Yo, if we are just joining us, we are live and we are here with the one and only Ernest Akers. We're talking about how he went from ball to being incarcerated to now starting Ernest Trucking Company. That's what we are talking about with Ernest Akers. This dude has a phenomenal story and we love it. What's that?
Akers and Akers. Get it right.
My bad. Akers and Akers Trucking Company. My bad. I love it. I like that you corrected me on that. That was you. I got to get it right. So let me ask you this. Now let's go to, now you're out of jail. You did your bid or what have you. You started your trucking company, Akers and Akers Trucking Company. How was that for you? How hard was that for you to really wrap your mind around that? What led you into the field of trucking?
Well, I wouldn't say it was hard. What led me into the field of entrepreneurship, honestly, was just realizing that I'm not trying to come home. I'm coming home at 40 years old, went in when I was 30 on this one, coming home when I was 40, and trying to work for somebody else for a pension.
Ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. So it was just more or less of something that I wanted to pass along to my children and grandchildren so that they can have. And more or less, like I said, I didn't want to come home working for anybody. Because I worked too hard for somebody to be working for somebody else.
I like that.
To make them rich.
I like that. I like that. That's real. That's real. That's real. So with the trucking company, what was the first domino that fell for you when you first got your first client? How surprising was that for you? Because sometimes you can start a business and then you don't get the client till a year later, maybe 6 months later. But for you, it looked like you just said, yo, I got to do this. I got to do this now. So you just came in the game, running, doing your thing, starting the company, getting Akers and Akers Trucking Company off of the ground. How important was that for you to hit the ground running? How important was that first client for you? How was that feeling for you?
Well, that first run was, man, it was everything. Because I had my son with me. And
okay.
He did the first run with me, man. We was on IG. Yeah, this different Akers and Akers and all. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. And then he fell asleep on me on the way up there. but nah. Seriously though, man, it was everything. It was everything.
Oh.
It meant a lot to have that vision and to see it come through.
So for those of us that don't know what Akers and Akers Trucking Company is about, tell us, what do you specialize in? What are you guys actually doing? I know you're a trucking company, but tell us what it is that you guys actually do.
Okay, so we basically move general freight. You know, we find our own jobs, whether it be locally, whether it be, you know, state to state, find our own jobs, take care of that. And on the side, on occasions, we end up, you know, do personal movements, basically move people. But that's more or less by, you know, by association. You have to, you know somebody to know somebody, be like, hey, man, I need you. You know,
right.
I do it. Because I ain't trying to do no back-breaking work, Ken. I pull up, unload it. Hey, look, I pull up, hey, yeah, load that up. I ain't doing no work. Only work I'm doing is driving.
That's all you got. I feel you on that.
I done did too much hard work. I ain't doing no hard work.
So with the trucking company, you say your son he fell asleep on the road. What's the furthest you've driven? Like now that you're the owner and CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking Company, what's the furthest that you've driven to since being your own boss? Okay,
so me personally, I ain't trying to go too far because somebody can't sleep without me next to him.
Okay.
Ain't going
okay, I got you.
Too far. I ain't going too far, but the furthest I've been was Syracuse so far. You know, I try to keep it local. I try to keep it to where as though I'm coming back home that same night. There's been a couple nights where I might have to stay overnight at a hotel because I'm tired on the road or something, but I'm making it home that night or the next night. I'm not staying out no 2-3 days. Because somebody can't, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So let me ask you this. In terms of Ernest Trucking Company, can we look forward to you guys maybe, because I know you did a bid, but can we look forward to you maybe giving jobs to other people out there who might be doing a bid, who might be coming home and looking for a job? Is that something, a program that you might be working on, to maybe work with some prisons out here or some jails out here to give people jobs with Akers and Akers Trucking Company?
So of course right now, I only have one truck right now.
Okay.
As the trucks come along, Kenny,
okay,
I'm hiring ex-felons.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
I like that.
I'm only hiring ex-felons because I know how hard it is. Besides my two sons, I'm only ex-felons. If my daughters want to drive or be dispatched, they can do that. But I'm only hiring ex-felons, Ken.
Oh, okay.
Ex-felons and fam.
I like that. I like that.
That's it. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, you know a lot about somebody that's did a bid and that stood up. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Okay, I like that. So tell us, you said you're only hiring ex-felons and family members. In terms of the trucking industry, what would you say to that young guy out there or that young girl out there wanting to do their own Akers and Akers Trucking Company? What would you tell them to watch out for if they want to get into the trucking game?
Just make sure you got a little capital up for your startup. That's it. Keep your driving record clean, of course. Make sure you get credit. That's one thing we need to push. Make sure your credit is A1. If any mothers and fathers are on here, start your kids' credit early. Don't mess it up. Start it early. Teach them about their credit. Because guess what? We're going to use their money. We're not going to use our money.
I like that. Use other people.
We're going to use their money, not our money.
Facts. So, with the trucking company, you're doing your thing. Where do you see Akers and Akers Trucking Company going in the near future? Let's just say 2-3 years from now. Where do you see your trucking company being? Where will Akers and Akers Trucking Company be? What level? where they be at?
2-3 years from now, I'm just looking for a fleet. And I'm looking to sit back, sit on the couch, just receive calls. Oh, okay, you went over. Oh, okay, cool. All right. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Hey, look, that's all I want to do.
All right, I like that. Yo, if you are just joining us, we are live on the Pimp Game Podcast. We're here with the one and only Ernest Akers. He is the owner and CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking Company. This brother has a phenomenal story, and he is doing it big. You got to tap in. So let me ask you this. With the trucking company, do you get together with other trucking companies and maybe plan routes? Is that something that happens? Like, do you take routes from other trucking companies? I don't know the daily operations, but is that something that goes on in the trucking world?
Nah, we ain't getting together. It's dog eat dog world.
Oh,
We ain't getting together. Man, look, I got to look out for mine and mine only.
okay.
But you know, as far as getting them together, nah, you know, you really just figure out what you want to do, what makes sense. Because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yeah, it don't.
Especially with the gas prices right now.
Yeah, they are. They real high. All right. So we talked about it earlier in the show. The topic of the show today was LeBron James. Was that?
Hold up, my bad.
All right.
Only trucking company I got with is Berkeley Logistics. So Berkeley Logistics is Frank Berkeley, my brother. You know Frank. My brother.
Oh, wow.
Brother and his wife recently just started a trucking company.
Oh, and, I like that.
You know, I had to give them the ins and the outs, and now they're up and running. They just got their first truck. Matter of fact, I just went and picked up their first truck today. So yeah, they up and running. That's the only people I'm giving game to is fam.
Oh, shout out to Frank. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
I ain't seen Frank for a minute.
If you ain't fat, we gotta do it like they do it. You only get a game to your people.
That's true, because that's what they do. That's what they do.
They do. Get a game to your people. So I'm gonna give a game to my people.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. Oh man. So let me ask you this. We talked about it earlier on the show. What is it that, in terms of the LeBron James interview, the LeBron James interview here, he talked about how the media wasn't asking him about Kyrie Irving, and they actually came back, and he was like, yo, why they not talking about that? My thing timed out, man. My bad.
Look.
My bad.
Hey, look, I caught you in the beginning, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, I didn't know you caught that. My bad. I was pissed. I'm like, damn, what's going on here, man? Come on. It's a good interview. All right. So let me ask you, we talked about it earlier in the show about how LeBron James called out the media about them, you know, always asking about Kyrie Irving, but now the picture has been put out there in the universe with Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, you know, with this segregation thing back all the way 65 years ago. They never asked LeBron about that. What's your thoughts on that? And I know they always, when we do something, it's magnified. When they do something, it's swept underneath the rug. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, like you just said, they're going to always try to protect their own. You got to remember, Jerry Jones is a billionaire. Jerry Jones is the owner of, I don't see how, the one of the most loved franchises in the world.
He is.
Most loved franchises in the world.
He is, yeah.
So he's in that limelight. So, you know, of course they're going to try to, you know, not talk about or not get too in depth in that picture. You know, and if you notice, he didn't make a statement. If you notice how he treated the Black Lives Matter movement, he never came out and publicly, you know, supported that movement. He never came out publicly supported minorities. he stuck to his guns.
He did.
Whether it's speaking out loud or whether it's just staying silent, he
Yeah.
stuck to it. And
He
he's
did.
still sticking to it.
Yeah.
He
Facts.
let you know what side he chose.
Yeah.
Without letting you know, he let you.
Without. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the media is going to do what the media do. They're going to scrutinize us and they're going to praise them no matter what.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. So, for anybody out there who just finding out who you are, what have you, owner, CEO of Akers and Akers Trucking Company, how do they get in contact with Mr. Ernest Akers himself if they want to, you know, use your services? If they may want to move somewhere to New York, I don't know. How do they get in touch with Ernest Akers?
Man, you could get in touch with me through IG, Ernest Akers the Fourth, Facebook, Ernest Akers the Fourth, email, Akers Trucking. What is that? Akers Trucking at gmail.com. Hit me up.
Okay.
Hit
All
me
right.
up. If you need me, I'll be there. I had to take a page out your book. I had to sing. I'll be there.
I like that. You got me there for the day. So, any final thoughts for your fans out there? People who've been following, who've been rocking with Akers and Akers Trucking Company. Any final thoughts for them out there?
Man, love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. You know what I'm saying? Keep supporting. I'm going to keep doing the right thing. Get them kids out the street, man. Get them kids out the street. Our young black kids are our future. Get them out the street. Grab them up. Take them with you. Keep them with you. You know what I'm saying? Keep them with you.
All right. So we would like to thank you viewers out there. That concludes our show for tuning in. Also, our YouTube viewers out there, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's right. And you want to turn on your notifications so when we upload videos, you are the first to get it. And we also want to thank Mr. Ernest Akers himself, Mr. CEO extraordinaire. We want to thank him for blessing us with his presence on the Pimp Game podcast. All right. So, Ernest, before we let you go, tell everybody who you chilling with.
Man, I'm chilling with Kenny D on the Pimp Game podcast. Big Washington Commanders. Let's go.
All right, and we will see you guys next week on Pimp Game. You don't want to miss it. Holla.